Engineering, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am going to take the subject Computer Networks. The subject code is CS8951. This is a core paper for third semester, as a fifth semester, third CSE. World Wide Web, significance of the internet. So without internet now we cannot be able to do anything. So history of internet development, World Wide Web, internet service provider. So reliability and these are the infrastructure. It's a language of the web, protocol used for communication between web browser and web server. So TCP port 80, recommended for standards 2616. You have to know what is URI, URN and URL. These are the terms used in World Wide Web. So HYPERTEXT transfer protocol. So uniform resource identifier, information about your source, information about the resource within a namespace. Uniform resource locator, how to find the resource, a URI that says how to. Say HTTP request packet, how will it look like? It's sent from the client to the server. The client request will be transformed in the form of packets, or it's sent in the form of packets. It consists of HTTP header. Header is hidden in browser environment, contains the content type or MIME, and then content length, user agent, browser issuing request, content types, user agent handle, and then UR. So sent from the client to server consists of HTTP header. The header contains a content type or MIME, type, content length, user agent, browser issuing request, content types, user agent can handle, then URL. So request header, proceed HTTP method request. Headers are terminated by a blank line. Header fields from accept encoding, accept language. HTTP headers, referrer, authorization, charge to, if modified, since you can give a pragma. From an internet email format, the requesting user does not have to respond to requesting hostname. Might be a proxy. So it's nothing but an alias. Could be a valid email address. Accept list of schemes which will be accepted by the client. Field accept entry. Entry will have the content type from and a parameter. Parameter will have attribute and float. Attribute have the structure. Float have the structure. It's an ANSI floating format. Accept is text or HTML. Acceptable audio or basic file. If no accept is found, plain text is assumed. Maybe the accept encoding like accept, but list is a list of acceptable encoding scheme. Example, acceptable encoding X compress X zip. User agent, software product used by the original client. So field is user agent. User agent or product. Product will have the structure. Word is followed by the version. Version is nothing but the word. User agent IBM Web Explorer DLL, dynamic link library with the version. User agent U. For the server's benefit, client list URL OD is a document type from which the URL in request was obtained. Allows the server to generate backlinks, logging, tracing of bad links. Referrer will be http://www.w3.link xxx. Charge to accounting information, accounting. Same format as accept for servers should be passed through proxies but used by proxy. Only pragma currently defined is no cache. Proxy could be document from owing server. Since used with get to use a conditional get if requested document has not been modified since a specified date. A modified 304 header is sent back to client instead of document. A client can then display a cache response packet sent by server to client browser in response to a server packet, a request packet. Status header HTTP 1.0 CSV code. Codes are 1xx, 2xx, 3xx, 4xx. Result for future is 2 is successful, understood and accepted. 3 further action needed to complete. Bad syntax in client request. Server cannot fulfill good. HTTP response headers sent by the server to client browser. Status header. Entities content encoding, content length, content type, expires when. Last modified since. Then extension header body, content usually HTML. Course 2200 okay, 2001 created, 2002 accepted. So everybody is familiar with 400 bad request or 502 bad return. Because of the connect request response disconnect nature of HTTP, it is said to be stateless protocol. State is maintained by the witchery or trickery if it is needed. There is a program to maintain the state. Maintaining the program state. Hidden variables input type is equal to hidden. Sessions implemented. It is used by ASP, PHP and JSP JavaScript server pages. PHP, ASP implemented as a language. Questions are explain in detail about World Wide Web. Explain in the evolution of the World Wide Web. Explain in detail about hypertext transfer protocol. Thanks for your patience listening. Thank you.